just for the sake of just in
Just to be
case.
safe.
Hey,
Sure.
corrupted or bad files run in. But if you guys want to pull up the stream, I'm just gonna stop streaming to you. You guys can pull up the stream if you want, if that's easier.
Okay, so gotcha up here. So there's a little bit of a
There'll be a
well,
delay.
yeah, there's a delay.
Yeah, there's gonna be a little delay, but that's all
Okay.
good.
All right, but we got you muted on the stream, so it's not there. It's not like doubling up or anything. So
Perfect.
there.
That's good.
Yep. Cool.
Cool.
But
There's that.
yeah. Do you want to? I don't know. Do you want to intro? I don't know. You know what? Before people start piling in to watch it,
Piling in before one person gets in here. Yeah. Before
hey,
then, what?
That's more people than we usually got when we would stream.
Okay. Okay, we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
Do you like how it comes through where I've got your logo and the?
No, I like that.
Visualizer.
That's sharp. Yeah,
okay,
that's
cool.
good. I like it.
Good.
I like it. So yeah, some of the stuff we're going to be talking about this week,
Okay.
probably. So Ryan Reynolds' production company is working on a animated Mighty Mouse movie.
Okay.
Interesting. And the writer of Free Guy, one of his movies.
Yeah, I like that movie.
Yeah, it was pretty good. So let's see, we have that. There is another Tron sequel coming.
I only saw the first reboot. What am I doing? We'll talk about this stuff later. Sorry.
Yeah, we'll talk about this stuff later.
I'm sorry.
Let's see. Kevin Smith teased Dogma 2.
Yeah.
Basically just saying, hey, I've been thinking about writing Dogma 2, which is cool. That's probably my favorite of his films.
I love that movie.
Yep. And let's see, people migrating from Twitter to Blue Sky in droves.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. I've seen some craziness about that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I made the switch a couple weeks ago, and so much better. The algorithm is so much better. I'm getting more traction on posts that I post than I ever have before. And I mean, I'm getting like 1 like or 2 likes, but you know what?
That's something.
It's something. I'd never gotten likes on anything that I put up before. Now I'm seeing people, actually look at it, comment on it, that sort of stuff. The other thing with Musk is he has threatened to buy Hasbro because he wants to own Dungeons and Dragons.
He is just such a weirdo.
Oh, that is putting it lightly.
Mm-hmm. No, I have listened to a lot of podcasts about him with interviews with people who worked for him and all that. It's nuts.
Yeah,
he bonkers.
It's bad. Yeah, yeah. I am not a big fan.
No,
so
yeah, we are not Musk bros.
Yeah. So definitely not. Is there any news or anything that you want to bring up while we're doing this?
I don't have news. I've got my check 'em outs.
Okay,
is
cool.
pretty much it, and then just something that I want to talk about that you guys talked about last week, but that's it.
Oh, okay, sure.
It's nothing. It's nothing crazy. I'm gonna do one more. I forgot I didn't do a real thing. I'm just gonna do that real quick.
Oh, sure.
Oh, I can't spell.
Yeah,
most people on the internet can't.
Yep. And the first thing we're going to be talking about is the Mansfield. Is it Mansfield Gives or
it's called
Richland
Gives? Richland Gives.
Richland Gives. I'm going to write that down so I don't misspeak. As soon as I find a pen. Actually, I'll put it on my phone. Whatever. What am I thinking? Who uses pen and paper anymore?
Me.
This is the future.
Yeah.
And it's wrong.
I tell you what, I every time I use, so I've started using the beep tap for your debit card when I pay for things instead of the swipe or the chip, because the chip on my card is busted.
Oh,
so
yeah.
every time I
never worked.
Yeah. And every time I do, I still feel like I am in the future.
Oh, I have a digital wallet on my phone.
Oh yeah, I've done that.
I double tap on my phone and pay for stuff all the time, and I get mad when there isn't one.
Richland Gives. Okay.
There we go. I've shared it on all of my socials.
Oops, let's move that down. Boom.
Oh yeah. I should put this on my blue ski.
Your blue ski.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Blueski.
I know people are calling it posts now, but there for a while the joke was they're called, instead of tweets, they're skeets.
Yeah, H-Bomber guy did that. Yeah. He's responsible for that one.
That's awesome.
Gross.
That's gross. Sorry. I will
From
mute
the window to the wall.
I'm glad Cody's here this time. You weren't here last time I was on.
Huh? I was on vacation.
You were on
probably.
vacation.
Yeah, you were in Chicago.
Chicago.
It could have been in Michigan too. It might have been either, depending on when it was.
Where in the world? Yeah, it's you. It was great. Good times.
Oh, it was Michigan. It was your Michigan trip. You were hanging up there in the Big Mitten.
I forgot it looks like that. It's funny.
God, now I'm just thinking of the Big Mouth joke about a bad mitten.
I watched an episode of Big Mouth. I just didn't get into it.
Oh, it is a ugly, horribly disgusting show.
Yeah, and it's like one of those things. Like, South Park scratches that itch for me most of the time, so I'm good. I've been rewatching. I went back and watched the whole Imagination Land trilogy, and I was just going just for some old episodes. I'm like, man, these are still good. They still get a chuckle out of me.
I can't think of.
You can't think of.
Anybody says it's still good, I immediately, my brain goes to Homer Simpson chasing an airborne dinner. It's still good. It's still good.
It's still
the
good.
pig.
Yeah,
the pig.
The
Yeah,
pig.
it's fine.
Just a little airborne.
It's still good. It's still good.
It's just a little wet.
Yeah, I don't know why that lives in my head. That was also back when I was a regular Simpsons watcher.
Right.
Man, I haven't watched Simpsons in forever.
You know
what?
Since you had TV.
Yeah, I haven't had TV in forever. That's true. That's true.
I've been keeping up with the new season. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Good. Cool.
Yeah, I've heard the last couple of the more recent seasons have been pretty good.
The animation has gotten surprisingly good.
Yeah, every time I see new clips, I'm like, man, this is like movie level like animation quality.
Did they move away from Flash? Because I know they went from Cell to Flash to whatever they're doing now.
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing now.
Okay,
But
if they did something else.
It's real smooth and nice now.
Yeah,
though.
it's working now.
Yeah.
It looks better than like Family Guy, where it's just like a flapping face standing there not doing anything.
Yeah.
And no shading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's actually shading in The Simpsons now.
Wild.
All right. So I think we're ready to go ahead and get started. What do you say?
I was born ready.
All right.
Let's get ready to rumble.
You're gonna get sued.
Yeah, you can't say that on
You
the show.
can't say that. Nope. Michael Buffer will come after you.
Gross.
Yeah. Josh, Cody, do you have an intro? Because I'm terrible at them.
Oh, I should have thought of this in advance.
Possibly something post-Thanksgiving related.
Okay, I think
you got something.
one.
All right,
I think I got
cool.
it.
All right.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Nerd Overload, the pop and geek culture show that is heating up some leftover news stories for you, much like you'll be heating up your Thanksgiving leftovers. I'm Cody.
I'm Sam.
I'm popping out of my clothes still from yesterday.
And you can pour some gravy on any of us.
That's right. Hey everybody, thank you for joining us for the show this week. We have a very special guest joining us once again, BJ Price of Skate Ohio. BJ, how you doing, man?
You can pour some gravy on me. No, I'm doing well, fellas. Yeah, it's Skate Mansfield when it's like the podcast and everything, and then it's Skate Ohio, the nonprofit. So it's kind of both. It's confusing. It's
gotcha.
Skate Ohio is the one we mainly go with.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Well, hey, before we get into our check'ems and the show and everything, BJ, you wanted to mention something with your nonprofit that you guys are going to be doing up in Richland County. Is that right?
Yeah, so we're in the Richland County area. We're based out of Mansfield, which is in Richland County, and we are doing an event with it's the Richland Foundation here in this area, and they have something that's called Richland Gives that they do every year, and it runs from November 18th through December 3rd, which is Giving Tuesday, and it's basically a way to get these nonprofits out there in front of people, and just finding ways to partner with people and businesses, and people can go visit those pages and look at the good things that like we're doing in the community, and they can look at ways to partner with us. We have some opportunities on those pages that show different ways to partner with us through like for advertising and for these other things, and just find out what's the best way to help us continue doing those things.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Do you want to tell folks a little bit about your nonprofit, Skate Ohio?
Yeah, absolutely. So we formed a little over a year ago now, and since the last time I've been on, we've gotten a lot done. We got a $50,000 donation from ArcelorMittal, who gave us that money to fix the Shelby skate park. So, and we just finished that project up, put the last obstacle in, but with help from local companies in that area and all these other amazing companies, we did roughly it had to have been over $100,000 worth of work in material for under $50,000.
Wow.
And really
Cool.
completely revitalized that skate park, revitalized that area. The neighbors are all just so happy with it. We saw just such they're seeing just such a big uptick in visitors to that park. People are coming from out of town, saw posts about it and wanted to skate a certain feature that we put in, and then they were like posting and tagging us. So it was just really cool to see that, oh man, this is a good thing. And it was all done by volunteers, mainly myself and my partner Adam McElroy were there doing a lot of the digging, the cutting, all that stuff. But then we had other people like Brent Christie, who he was such a huge help, a local there, Cam Riley, Sam Sides, Ben Stover, all these Shelby locals who helped us design and build and put all this stuff together. And then some other of our friends from Mansfield came and helped us do this last feature. So it's just a cool thing that we got to do. We'll be we do skate competitions. We do every year. We have a thing we call Winter Sessions, which is an indoor thing we get to do at the Crossroads Church in Ontario. They let us use the gym, put ramps in there, and every Friday night from February to April, we get to skate inside on those last few months where you're all in Ohio. We understand. It just those are the bluesy blues of the winter months.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
So that just
The
gets us
worst
right over
months
that
to
hump.
skate.
Yes. So that gets us right over that last hump, and then it starts to, we can start skating outside a little bit more. So it's really cool to see that. And at the end of that, we have a huge competition which goes live on Twitch. We give away money, we give away prizes, we give away trophies, and every kid that's there is encouraged to participate. If it's the first time they step on a board, to a grizzled old veteran who just wants to roll around, we want you to compete just so that everybody can kind of cheer you on and do. But we do a lot of stuff like that. We do giveaways. We give away boards, which are usually about $150 a piece if you go to build one now. We get name brand boards and stuff to be able to give away to people who can't afford that. There's just lots of good things that we're doing in the community and working to get more parks fixed and new parks built.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I love that you're, setting things up so that kids, well, all ages who skate, instead of being on the sidewalks or around town where they could potentially be a little destructive with town landmarks, that sort of thing, or get hurt. Yeah, they have a place to go that is well kept and safe and everything.
Right. That's the idea, is to get parks established and everything so we can do those things. You'll never stamp out street skating because that's where it was born.
Well, sure.
So we try to encourage people to be safe as possible and everything, and try to encourage all that. And it's crazy that like you said, it's like all ages. It's really a 50-50 split. We've given away probably close to 40 boards at this point, full, complete, nice boards. And I'd say it's a 50-50 split between little kids and adults. Like, because a lot of times adults are like, man, I loved skating, I want to get back into skating, I ain't got the scratch to get a board. So we're able to help those people as well. So it's all over the place. It's pretty cool.
Well, very cool, very cool. So, the Richland Gives. Where could people go online to check out some of that and see if they're interested in helping out?
So there is a link that we have that I can post. But if you go to Facebook and or to skateohio.com, if you look up Skate Ohio in Facebook and Instagram in at skateohio.com, one of the links will be there. It'll say Richland Gives. I think it's powered by Mighty Cause, I think is the grand overseer of it with the website, because you basically make a page on this server and they can go visit your page. You could see all the different all the different opportunities, and then you can fill everything out there. So, but I'll have a link at any of those places. You just click on that. It'll take you right to our page, and you can check out all those things. And we have videos on there that show a lot of the projects we've already done. And then like our YouTube page, you just search Skate Ohio on YouTube. You'll see our YouTube page, and that'll also show you a lot of the videos. There's a professional video of like who we are. There's ones of our winter sessions and all that stuff. So you can see actually go and see like all the good things that we've been doing.
Oh, fantastic. Well, BJ, I appreciate you bringing this up. And if anyone out there in listener land wants to go and check out some of that stuff, head over to Skate Ohio or look them up on Facebook. So if you're ready, we can get into our check them out. So you ready, BJ?
Oh, I'm ready.
All right, here we go. I'm going to play the jingle here, and I'm going to cut this, but it might blow your ears out, so be careful.
I'm ready.
Check it out.
Okay, that was it. Did you hear that at all?
I did. It sounded just fine.
Sounded just fine. Okay, cool. Yeah. Like I said, I've been working on audio here for the last 2 hours to try to get this stuff figured out.
Dude, I know. I chase that all the time, figuring those bugs out and all that crap.
Oh yeah.
Chase the audio dragon.
That's yeah. All right. So some things we've been doing this week. BJ, you are the guest, so I'm going to start with you, putting you on the spot. What's one of the things you've been kind of in media you've been checking out recently?
All right. So we had forget what. We were watching the parade yesterday. For this, I was trying to remember where this one came from, but we were watching the parade, and Goku float came through, right? And my kids were asking a little bit. I'm like, man, I showed you guys that once. You hated it. And they're like, oh, really? And they're like, well, we were probably young. I'm like, you're right. You were young. So then yesterday we had some time, and I'm like, ooh, let's turn on. I've got Lord Slug. I've got like a trilogy or a 5-pack or something. But I'm like, oh, let's turn on Lord Slug, because I remember there's a certain audio with that. I remember having it on the VHS, but there was like a bunch of hard rock bands in there. There's like the Disturbed songs in there. There's Boy Hits Car songs. All of it had it was like, I forget the name of that record label, but it was all these bands that were on this record label, and they were in this Dragon Ball Z movie. Mm-hmm. So I showed them that. Sorry, go ahead.
Those early American dubs of those Dragon Ball Z stuff, they get weird and they're kind of rough.
It's the stuff that I remember. We watched Lord Slug, I don't know how many times when we were young, when we were teenagers. And it was just wild, because I remember finding those songs. I'm like, that song's awesome. And I remember that's how I found Boy Hits Car, and I love that band. And I remember making a Lord Slug CD, burning a CD on there with all those songs that I found on LimeWire. But so I showed them that, and they actually enjoyed it. They thought it was fun. It was very, it's very, I don't know, very silly, very over the top. But
go back to the original Dragon Ball. Oh
gosh, Dragon Ball was wild. Because I told him, I'm like, I'm not showing you Dragon Ball. One day, if you want to watch Dragon Ball, fine. I was never a huge fan of Dragon Ball. I came in at Dragon Ball Z. I came in at the Saiyan Saga, and they're like, well, how'd you do that? I'm like, it was on the TV when I got home from school. It was Toonami, and that's where I found it. So we watched that, and they actually enjoyed it. So I'm like, oh, cool. Maybe I'll show them Cooler's Revenge next or something. I don't know.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, I think your kids are about the right age
at
this point.
They're hitting that we're showing them more on that same line of showing them stuff. We found like the TNT version on our YouTube TV of Die Hard, And Hannah and I were just watching. The kids came in. And I'm like, well, it's TNT. How bad could it be? And they sat there and watched like the latter half of the movie with us. And like, this is awesome. What's next? And, like Die Hard 2 was coming on. I'm like, let's watch some Die Hard 2. It's on TNT. How bad could it be?
All right.
And it did. It cut it out, to the point where it's like, oh, okay, it's not that bad. So they got to kind of see the overall story of those movies and enjoy them. So they thought that was cool. And I'm like, oh man, what other movies can I find on TNT to show my kids that are rated R? But that was cool. The one thing that I've been trying to do as well is, we talked about it last time. My favorite like skateboarding game right now is Session. It's really cool. They had a DLC come out which is called the Schoolyard Map, and I actually designed a speed run for that map for that game. It's like,
oh wow,
you do
cool.
a laser flip on every stair set in that, so you have to map it out, find all the stair sets. I think there's 28 stair sets, and laser flip every one of them. You have to have certain settings on, because you'll have to, like, for higher gaps, you have to hold one stick down, one stick up, or he falls. Any falls, you got to restart the whole thing. So I got one good run once, and the timer wasn't going. And I was so mad because it's been hundreds of runs and I haven't gotten a good run since. Because like that game is also so buggy, you accidentally like put your board down wrong, he falls. So it's still like a very in development thing, but it was just such a cool, it was a fun idea to figure out. And I'm like, this could be a speed run. I want to get a good run to throw it in that Reddit, that Session Reddit, and be like, hey, I made the speed run. Somebody else break this. I know
you gotta flex on people every now and again,
But it's more of like, I just want to see like Nightspeeds, who is like one of the biggest Session players right now. I'd love to see him do it and just destroy it. But it would also it's another thing. It's like maybe it'll bring them to our page, and maybe they'll hear about the nonprofit, and maybe it'll something like that.
Hey, you never know, right?
Exactly. But
trying to schmooze your way into things.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's how we do.
That's the goal. That's the goal, man. All right. So
the last thing I had is I just wanted to say, from when you were talking last week about Muppets 3D.
Yes.
When was the last time you guys have been to Muppets 3D?
Oh, it's been a number of years.
Yeah.
I want to say probably maybe 10 years at least.
Sure. So
never been.
Yeah, I've never been actually.
Oh, okay. So it is phenomenal. You're talking to a guy who had a Muppet themed wedding. We are obsessed with the Muppets.
That's awesome.
It's our life. Like our colors were pink and green. All the cookies had the wedding photo of Kermit and Miss Piggy on it. Everything. They played the Muppets theme as we walked in.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's who we are. So we love the Muppets. So we knew it was closing. We got to go again for like one last time, which was great, but it is very dated. It's still awesome to diehard fans. Like my whole family, my kids love the Muppets too, because obviously we show them all the Muppets. I bought them all on the as seen on TV, Time Life. Yeah, basically. So they love the Muppets too. They love all the new stuff. They love all anyway. But it's very dated. But the whole time, Hannah and I are saying, why aren't they going to just turn the stupid Aerosmith ride into a Muppets Mayhem ride? Because, dude, Mayhem was such a good show. It did okay. And there's no reason. It's their IP. They should just do that. And I was just, we were celebrating in this house when we found out that.
Well, excellent. Yeah. I'm thinking back to it. The last time I went to Muppet 3D, so it's all on screen, but there are a couple things like off to the side.
Yes.
The Statler and Waldorf were animatronic,
yes,
if I remember right.
They are.
When I went, they were out of commission. They were just static. They did not.
That's a bummer.
They didn't move around, but I mean, it was still fun. It was still good. And I remember back as a kid when everything was up and working the way it should be. But it must have just been in between maintenance cycles or something. But yeah, Statler and Waldorf, they just kind of sat there. But that's still cool. I mean, the sound still worked and everything.
Mm-hmm.
They hadn't gotten their medicine yet.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. They needed a nap. Yeah. Before I get into my checkums, one thing you brought up the popular music in anime movies.
Mm-hmm.
The whole time you were talking about the Dragon Ball Z film, I was thinking of the first Digimon movie that had Smash Mouth and a whole bunch of other like pop punk bands in it. Yeah.
I saw that movie in theaters. That was,
oh my gosh.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I love Digimon.
All right, so things I've been doing. So the main thing is I started replaying a game called Cassette Beasts. It is
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it's an indie game that is it would be reductive to say it's Pokemon-esque, but it is kind of Pokemon-esque.
Oh, more than kind of.
Yeah, yeah. So it's 2-on-2 battles, and you are it has a very kind of street urban kind of aesthetic to it. And instead of throwing out a ball to catch things or what have you, you're recording them onto cassette tape, and you're like pressing play on a Walkman basically to send them out into battle. It's very cool.
You're like Soundwave from Transformers.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, and you can fuse. They don't really they can, some can evolve, but they more than anything, you fuse two monsters together to get kind of a fusion. Basically making a mixtape of two of the things that you catch to get more powerful guys to battle and stuff like that.
Don't you rewind the tape with a pencil to heal them?
You do, yeah.
Dude,
so it's really cool. It's really thematic with the whole cassette thing. And their devs, they put out free DLC all the time.
Nice.
They did have one paid DLC that added almost a whole second game to it, but a lot of their small quality of life stuff. And oh yeah, one time they were just like, oh, we just opened up a new area in the game. Here you go. It's free. Just download the update and you're done. So very cool. And they're regularly on sale. I have it on the Switch, but you can get it on PC and just about anything, I think. But yeah, Cassette Beasts, I would recommend that. And the other thing,
does it run okay on the Switch?
It runs fine.
That's good.
Yeah, most things, it runs fine.
Fine.
I have found that the new Vampire Survivor DLC will crash the Switch a lot. You get one too many things going, and it will just boot back.
I give up.
Yeah, basically.
I can't
basically.
Do it.
I was playing a little bit of Vampire Survivor last night, and the fan kicked on louder than I've ever heard it before.
Oh.
So yeah, it is. You could tell Switch is kind of at its end of life, and it's time for that Switch too. The other thing I checked out, and I checked this out specifically because I knew BJ was coming on the show. We're going to talk wrestling for a minute.
Ooh, I like wrestling.
Yeah. So I've been going back and doing the history and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And there were two events that I wanted to kind of check out. One is holiday appropriate. One is just kind of a big event that I wanted to know more about. The big one was the Montreal Screwjob.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I know the players in it and what went into it.
Sure.
But I started watching. I think I watched 3 different YouTube documentaries, listening to various people talking about it.
Did you watch Wrestling with Shadows, Bret Hart?
I watched. Yes, that was one of them. Wrestling with
Shadows.
That's my favorite. So that one was really good. There was one from.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah. No, there's one from. I think it's Cultaholic.
Yeah.
That. Yeah. They did a really good one. And the third one was just a random clip from some YouTube show that Jim Cornette was on. And I think he explained the Montreal Screwjob better than any of the documentaries.
Yeah, there's so much to it, and there's so much lore behind it now. But essentially, Bret was gonna leave, and he didn't want to drop the belt in his hometown, and
right. And he didn't want to drop it to Shawn Michaels, who was
not necessarily. He didn't get along with him, but he was just adamant about not dropping the belt in his hometown. He's like, "I'll do it the next night on Raw, I promise." And there's he
didn't want to. His idea was just come out and just hand the belt over and not wrestle for it.
Yeah, there were so many things that went back and forth with that, but it ends with him spitting in McMahon's face and knocking him out.
Yeah, knocked him out backstage.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
For real?
For real.
Oh, for real.
Oh, no.
No,
this is a shoot, not a work.
Ooh.
He really did, yeah. So the whole thing was Bret was supposed to win in Montreal, and that's what all the producers, that's what everybody knew, except Vince McMahon and Shawn Michaels. And the wrestler, the ring...
Earl Hebner.
Earl Hebner, yes, thank you. And Hebner was very reluctant to do this, but basically Shawn at one part of the wrestling match, Shawn was supposed to put Bret in his own finishing hold that Bret was going to then break out of, the sharpshooter. And Bret was about ready to break out of it, and Hebner was told, ring the bell, say that he tapped.
It gets worse than that because Brett asked him backstage, and he's like, you swear they're not going to screw me, and he's like, I swear on my kids' lives, there's nothing going on.
Well, Hebner told him that, and then was it Pat Patterson, I think, came to him and said, okay, this is what you're doing, and basically told him, Brett's going to go to WCW and make $2 million. What's your job looking like if you don't do this? Mm-hmm. So he was basically strong-armed into doing this, and apparently Hebner, as soon as the bell hit 3, he ran out of the building and left.
Ran to a running car with his brother.
And car with his twin brother, who was also a ref or was in wrestling at some point. And people know that because Jim Cornette, who originally just kind of suggested the idea as a kind of offhand, why don't you just screw him? Just make something up. It's your company. Just do it and get it done. Cornette was like, someone's going to come back here and kick my ass. So we're going to, he beat Hebner out of the building. So they're both in their cars trying to get out of there because they knew something was going to go down. And as it turns out, Brett knocked McMahon out. And it was actually the start of the Mr. McMahon villain character because he did a couple of interviews where he really came off sounding like a real jerk. Mm-hmm. Talking about it.
Quite frankly, Brett screwed Brett.
Such a great actor.
Yeah.
Dude, he gave the infamous, quite frankly, I think Brett screwed Brett. Like
Brett screwed Brett. That was the, the other thing, and this is a very quick one, then I'll jump off of it. So Survivor Series 1990. Do you know who debuted?
The Gobbledygooker.
Survivor Series. The Gobbledygooker. That's right.
I'm coming, me, baby. Those are the years that I watched. I was watching on pay-per-view.
Excellent. Yeah. So the Gobbledygooker, for people who don't know, leading up to Survivor Series, there was a giant egg that was in the stadiums. And on Survivor Series 90, it hatched, and a giant man turkey hatched from the egg. Yeah. He did not last long.
No. I think I don't remember. Like, I remember watching all that, and like even the next night of Raw, you're just like, what was that about?
What was that? Yeah.
Everybody tuned in to be like, what was that crap?
Say wrestling's fake.
Well, do you know who the wrestler was in the costume, right?
Brooklyn Brawler?
No, it was Hector Guerrero. It was Eddie Guerrero's dad.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. At least Hector Guerrero was the one that hatched out of the egg.
Okay.
Brooklyn Brawler might have been in it because Brooklyn Brawler he played. If
all
there was
of
a
the
gimmick where his mask was covered or his face was covered, it was he would hop in there at some point. But no, the one that hatched out of the egg was Hector Guerrero.
That's funny.
Yeah, pretty cool. All right, so Josh, Cody, have you guys been doing anything this week?
Yeah, I got a few things.
Yeah, go for it, man.
So I've been watching Star Trek Prodigy. Blah.
You got this.
Star Trek Prodigy. I still feel like I fucked that up.
Prodigy.
There
Star
Trek Prodigy.
There you go.
I am terrible at words. What?
I just looked up the Gobbledygooker.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's great.
Oh yeah,
it is great.
It's I say that the Gobbledygooker beats Mantar as awful wrestling gimmicks.
Everybody listening, stop and Google the Gobbledygooker.
It's worth the time. It's got big googly eyes on top of his head.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like
I'm not even looking at it. This is all from memory.
Like Foghorn Leghorn in a pimp coat.
Oh yeah.
It's
the first line of his Wikipedia page. It has subsequently attained a legacy as being one of the worst characters in the history of professional wrestling.
That's why I looked up Survivor Series 90, because I was like, I gotta see the Gobbledygooker.
Yep.
I gotta see this. And hey, holiday appropriate.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Gobble.
So Josh, sorry, you're to interrupt. What you've been doing some stuff.
Yeah, so I've been watching that. And it's a good show, and it is legitimately a good show. Like, and I feel like there's a line somewhere in the first season where I feel like they really like aimed it at the people who really like talked crap about the show when it was first coming out.
What show was it again?
Star Trek Prodigy.
Star Trek Prodigy. Yeah. Okay.
The
cool.
animated Star Trek show that's
Yes.
not Lower Decks.
Right. The one that was on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
The one for kids.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Though it does deal in some heavy themes.
It's still Star Trek.
Yeah, it feels like it's like the Clone Wars of Star Trek.
That's I can see that.
Like
Okay.
both
seen a couple
both in like art style and tone of of some episodes. But then you got your fun Star Trek stuff, and everybody who is a guest character actually has their actor come back and do the voice.
Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
What's her name?
Like Kate Mulgrew is both hologram Janeway and actual Janeway. Unfortunately, Beltane does come back as Chakotay.
Oh.
He stinks.
Yeah, Chakotay's not. Well, the actor who played Chakotay.
Yeah, the whole thing around the creation of the Chakotay character is actually not that good.
You want to talk about that?
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
So back when Star Trek Voyager was coming out, they wanted to have a native coded character on the show.
Native American
or
indigenous
or
American, whatever.
indigenous person's coded character.
First Nations.
First
First
Nations,
Nations. Is that
yes.
it is now? Okay. All right. Anyway.
Regardless, we all know what we're talking about. And so they hired a quote unquote Native American consultant for cultural things and whatnot for the character, and they hired a Spanish man to play the character. Everybody lied on their resume. Beltane lied on his about saying he had native heritage, and the consultant lied.
It's like the Native American kid on Hey Dude. He was actually Hispanic.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, the consultant was just kind of making stuff up.
Yep. Yeah.
Right?
He full on had no idea, had no whatever what he was talking about.
That's funny.
And it really
Well,
sucks because Voyager is one of my favorite Star Trek shows.
You realize
be
this happened a lot in the history of TV shows, like
Oh, I
the
know.
original
Back way
Tonto
back in the day.
and
I know.
the whole thing with the Native American and the crying when he's picking up the litter. That whole thing. There's really good documentaries on all the shenanigans that went on with all that.
Yeah.
I would like to see Lower Decks like explain it away. Like,
that would be great.
like find a way around it to say, yeah, he was a fake and all this stuff was fake for X reasons.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
No, that would be great.
Though in the second season of Prodigy, they do mention the Cerritos, the ship from Lower Decks.
Oh, they do?
The Cerritos, yeah.
Oh, nice.
The doctor, the holographic doctor, makes a comment about it. He's like, I've never seen a crew more dysfunctional, and then he's like, except for them.
I caught up on Lower Decks the other day. Data was on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Well, it wasn't the same. It was Data from a alternate universe where everything is a little bit more purple.
Okay.
I love Lower Decks. I haven't seen a single
So-
episode of Lower Decks, and I know I love
So
it.
he was purple Data
Okay.
from a purple Enterprise, but it was a cool episode. They had to do a mission on a planet where time is dilated differently, and
Okay, there is way too much time hijinks in Star Trek. I'm just putting that out there right now. There's way too much time hijinks of all the sci-fi shows, and this includes even Doctor Who, which
that's Time Hijinks the show.
I know.
Yeah.
There is way too many time travel hijinks in Star Trek. The fact that it's a constant theme in Prodigy.
It's a fun sci-fi trope.
Yeah, but it's
And it's-
super convoluted.
And it's super cheap because you just use the other sets that are filming a 1930s gangster movie or modern day like sci-fi thing or whatever.
or a Dickens Christmas.
Oh, a Dickens Christmas yeah. Some Regency era, whatever. Yeah.
Or
That's
if you're or in the Next Generation, a lot of Old West stuff.
Like
Yep.
80% of Doctor Who episodes are like Regency era.
Mhm. Oh yeah, because they were just like filming,
What do
Pride
we-
and Prejudice
what do
two
we-
sets over,
What do we have? What do we have in the BBC costume closet?
basically. Yeah.
I watched a movie last night though called I don't know if anybody's heard of this. Hundreds of Beavers.
No.
No, I haven't.
It is the wildest movie I've seen in a long time. It's like an independent.
Is it a horror movie?
No, it's not a horror movie.
An independent film called
a-
Hundreds of
Called
Beavers.
Hundreds of Beavers.
I am shocked. Shocked, I say.
It is basically a movie-length live-action Looney Tunes cartoon.
Really?
What?
It is in black and white. There's very little, if no, dialogue, and it's just a bunch of goofy Looney Tunes hijinks. It's about an applejacker who loses his orchard because of a beaver-related incident. Who then, down on his luck, becomes a fur trapper and starts trapping these beavers. But anytime there's an animal on screen, it is somebody in a cheap mascot costume of that animal.
Okay.
Wait, I thought you said this was an animated movie.
No.
Oh.
Well, I mean, it almost is.
Oh.
It is like After Effects effects on top of After Effects effects
Oh, gotcha.
to make a live action cartoon, more or less. And it has some great gags in there. He teams up with like another trapper who knows what he's doing, and his dogs are getting picked off one by wolves. And at camp first you've got the dogs playing poker in the background, and it's a bunch of dog mascot costume guys sitting there playing poker. But as they get picked off, their game they're playing changes. When it's just the two dogs left, they're playing like card flip war against each other. And when there's only one dog left, he's sitting there playing solitaire by himself.
Oh, geez.
And that's kind of the level of joke that this movie has.
Okay, I'm in. That's like my humor right there. That's great.
It is so much fun, like goofy fun.
That's awesome. What year is it? New or is
Yeah,
it?
it's new.
It's this year. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if it's this year, but it's relatively new.
Relatively new. Okay, cool.
What'd you watch it on?
It's on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Oh, right on. Right on.
Hundreds of beavers.
Like towards the end, it starts turning into almost looks like a Mario Brothers level, the way he's jumping around.
Oh, really?
And then he gets into some crazy like wrestling looking fights with these mascot beavers that just get completely out of control. It's wild.
Oh, that's awesome. That sounds great. All right. Do we have any more checkums before we jump into the news section of the show?
I mean, I guess I got like a couple like little quick ones.
Yeah,
real
let's do
quick.
it. Yeah.
So they released a couple of Legacy of Kain games on the PlayStation Plus. The original Blood Omen and Blood Omen 2.
Oh, nice.
So I went through and I started the original Blood Omen. Oh god, it plays so bad.
Is it rough?
It's rough.
I was worried it might be rough.
It's rough. It was rough back in the day. Trying to play a Diablo style slasher on a PlayStation. Oh man, but it's kind of weird going back to like a game that old.
It's real hit or miss getting nostalgia and like vintage
Yeah.
and nostalgia and bad.
Oh yeah, like I tried playing like the original Twisted Metal.
Oh,
that's
rough.
I don't know
That's
if that
rough.
was even good back in the day.
It,
Yeah.
it controls like garbage, and I was like, how was I ever good at this game?
They don't even feel like cars. They feel like floating boxes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, they don't move like cars. But Blood Omen was, I haven't delved into 2 yet, but I'm contemplating pre-ordering the remaster of Soul Reaver 1 and 2.
I think Blood Omen 2 is more playable. I know it's been a long
Well,
time.
yeah, it's a third-person
Yeah.
adventure game. It should be playable versus the original Blood Omen. I don't know. I kind of want to play through it because I don't think I ever beat it originally. Back in the day, I think I just looked up the ending on like old YouTube.
I like how the vampires suck blood in those games where they just
It's
pull-
at a
they-
distance.
Yeah, they just pull it out of you.
like
Yeah.
Magneto.
It's very cool looking, especially in the 3D one.
Yeah, it definitely carries that aesthetic through the whole series. Like playing through, because I love the Legacy of Kain series. Like that was my gothic horror Aside from Vampire the Masquerade.
Yeah,
but-
Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines is one of my favorite video
Oh,
games.
blood.
Like period.
Did you ever
all
play?
time.
Did you ever play the one before that, Redemption?
Yeah, that one's okay.
Yeah, that's another Diablo.
Yeah,
kind of.
it's like weird Diablo.
Yeah, but that one was interesting because I like the idea. Like there, I remember there was one point in the game you were awake during the day, but you were underground, and you had to like avoid like all the light shafts and stuff, like in the sewers or whatever. But no, Bloodlines. Oh man, I played Bloodlines so many times. That haunted house level is wild.
Oh yeah.
Or that haunted hotel on the beach or whatever it was. They-
Like poltergeist crap just starts happening and it's throwing pots and pans at you in the kitchen.
Chairs and
And it's all from first person. It's a first person game, so you got chairs and pots and pans.
Oh, nice.
And there's like no actual combat in the whole hotel. It's all just like a lineup of scares.
and
It's so good.
and trying to solve like the puzzle or whatever, like find the key to this door to go this way to find this thing.
Yeah, you uncover the reason why it's haunted as you go.
Mm.
And then
through
you
it.
like help like release the spirit or whatever, so these corporate vampires can buy this stupid hotel.
Yeah. It's such good quest design and storytelling.
Yeah, the whole game is great. Like between like waking up as a vampire in that alley with that Bruja guy and
With Jake the dog.
Jake the dog, yeah. I forgot that's what his stupid name was.
No, he's voiced by John DiMaggio,
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
and his name is. I think his name is. It might actually be Jake too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, yeah, he's a Bruja, so he's all kind of like he's biker vampire.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
He's actually a former pirate.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
that's right. I thought, or was he a Viking?
No, he's a pirate.
Was he a pirate?
Yeah,
It has been so long since I played.
it hasn't been
Bloodlines.
that long since it's just like every couple years I'm like I gotta play Vampire again.
Yep.
And I've never finished it.
I
is the
haven't
thing
either. Like, I get to the part where like the vampire hunters start coming after you, and then I don't know, for some reason I think like the old version of the game I had like glitched or something. And I couldn't get. I was stuck.
Yeah, there's a ton of fan made patches now that if you apply it, you'll have a much better experience.
Mm.
But I
Yeah.
think last time I didn't finish it because it glitched out on me at some. You have to fight two twin vampires, and for some reason it like glitched me out of bounds or something. And
Oh.
I didn't have a backup save, so I'm like, well, this isn't the time I do it either.
All right. Well, I hate to cut you off here, but we need to go ahead and jump into the second half of the show. Let's talk about some news. All right. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and jump into some stuff here. What guys, what do you want to talk about first? I mean, I guess we have the list here, so
Well,
why don't you pick one?
Well, speaking of pirates and corporate greed, let's talk about Elon Musk.
Do we have to?
If we must.
We must.
If we must.
Yes, if we must.
If we Musk.
Yeah, yeah.
What's that smell I'm smelling in here? Oh, it's the musk.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that smell.
So yes. So I guess the couple of things here. Elon Musk has decided to open up his own game studio. I don't know anything about this other than the headline because I refuse to read about it.
Well, he said it's going to be an AI powered game studio,
Shut
whatever
up.
that means.
Mm,
I guess
Gross.
it means nobody's going to do any actual work.
right.
And he called it you could probably guess
X.
what he named it.
X.
Is it something with an X?
Yes.
Oh, geez.
It's AIX.
Of course.
Oh,
That's awful.
terrible.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. And AI generation on games, it doesn't work.
No.
It does. No.
Mobile games and mobile game ads have been going nuts with that stuff lately.
I'm just excited for him to learn that game development is actually extremely difficult.
Of course, he won't
Well,
actually be doing
No, that's
anything with
true.
it.
Well,
so,
Development of anything is hard, but he doesn't know that because he just throws money at stuff so they can put his name on it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they'll hire a bunch of AI bros that also don't know how to do a game design either. They
Yeah.
just know how to put prompts into AI generator and then they'll make,
spit out some code that's not right.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, they'll make like all of those like grifty blockchain games that
Oh, yeah.
that used to be everywhere. that's the level of quality I bet we'll get out of AIX.
Yeah, and the other bit of news, and this one hits a little closer to home, Elon has very lightly teased, that he is interested in trying to buy Hasbro, the games and toy company, solely because he wants to own D&D to, quote, unwokify it.
Shut up. Just shut
Yeah,
up.
seriously. Yeah, that's it. That's the whole thing, because the people, the folks that are in charge of it now, they've kind of gone back through and they've revised a lot of their text for D&D 2024. It's a lot of, they use they instead of he or she in the books, which is fine because that's a textbook. You want to be gender neutral with that stuff. They've revised stuff like little stuff like that is inconsequential.
They changed race to species, which
and that
makes more sense.
It makes more sense. Yeah. So yeah, and certain amount of people who are, a certain amount of people are up in arms about this and complain to Daddy Musk, and apparently he wants to try to buy Hasbro, not realizing that it's more than just D&D and Magic the Gathering.
No. He'll buy it. He'll walk in with the kitchen sink. He'll fire all those toys.
Yeah.
And then he'll say make $1 billion off of that somehow, and then he'll be able to focus on D&D.
He'll somehow make an AI version of Transformers or something, and he'll ruin it just like he's ruined just about everything else he's touched.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll be able to buy it.
I don't think he will.
I don't think they'll bite. I really don't think they will.
There's too many moving parts with Hasbro.
There are.
And it's like publicly traded. Well, I guess Twitter was too, but even then, there's so many.
Twitter was just Twitter.
Yeah.
Hasbro has its tentacles in everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, this isn't going to happen. But the fact that he has the delusion of thinking that he could do something like that is just it makes me sick.
I hate his confidence, if that's a way to put it.
I hate the way he jumps.
Yes. But on the flip side, people seem to be flocking to Blue Sky, the Twitter or X, I guess, alternative that is, in my experience, way better.
Well, just from the ads alone, you don't have to look at like
a million ads
for like really questionable products nowadays.
Yeah. The AI algorithm for not the AI algorithm, the algorithm that they use for content delivery is so much better for smaller.
You could talk about what happened to your dad the other day as an example.
Oh yeah, I could talk about what happened to my dad. So my dad has been on Twitter for a couple of years now. He's never tweeted a single thing. All he follows are sports commentators and retired baseball players and comedians and stuff like that. But he's never interacted with any of them. And anything like that. And I get a message early early in the morning, because he goes, Sam, we need to cancel my Twitter account. I opened it up and there was hardcore pornography.
Oh my gosh.
Right there. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It was having never interacted with any of that stuff before. So there's no reason why the algorithm should have delivered any of that to him on his.
That For You page is
just
trash.
Oh, it's awful. It's awful.
The same thing happens to me, and I don't interact with that stuff on Twitter either.
Yeah.
It was in the beginning of TikTok. It was that same thing until like TikTok learned what you were like actually interested in. It was just the whole, like the first time you open it up, that whole For You page is just Wild West of nonsense.
Yeah.
It's rough, but Blue Sky seems to be the place to be. It seems like that's the one that won over Mastodon and Threads, which makes me very happy because I really didn't want to give Facebook Meta more of my information because that's Threads. But and you know what? If you don't want any of the people delivering things for you, and you just want to see the people that you followed and that's it, you can do that on Blue Sky. There's no tricks you have to pull or anything like that. It just says your feed, and it's just the people that you followed and no one else.
Yeah,
It's great.
Ever since the election happened, Blue Sky has just been blowing up. Too.
It
They're
really
like over
has.
millions of users at this point.
Oh yeah. It like overnight it went. Yeah, it just absolutely exploded, and it's great. It's great.
I'm glad we've, as a whole, collectively decided what the app is.
Screw all
Yes.
that noise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because there's been like so many alternatives and none of them have stuck until I think this is the one.
I think this is the one that's going to stick around. Yeah. But
The contender.
yeah. So let's jump off of all of this and head over to some other news here. This is a quick one. Ryan Reynolds' production company, Maximum Effort, along with the writer-director of his movie Free Guy, are working on an animated Mighty Mouse film.
Have they said is it going to be like an R-rated Mighty Mouse or?
They haven't said yet, but I'm kind of hoping it is. Because Mighty Mouse is a kid's, property, but also Mighty Mouse.
It's also a dead property.
It's also
for
a dead
sure.
property. No one's thought about Mighty Mouse in 50 years.
Nobody who knows who Mighty Mouse is can't go to an R-rated movie.
Yes.
Ain't that the truth?
So they could very easily reintroduce the character in whatever fashion they want, and it's not going to hurt people's feelings.
Was
yeah,
Mighty Mouse the one
I
that
really-
was "Here I Am to Save the Day"? Is that Mighty Mouse or
That is,
Here I
yeah.
am to save the day.
is that right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was Mighty Mouse.
That is Mighty Mouse.
These days, the only thing that people know about Mighty Mouse is that that Andy Kaufman bit from one of the first Saturday Night Lives, and people don't even know that one.
No,
that
No,
well.
no, they're
Yeah,
not
I
even
had-
old enough to know.
I used to watch old vintage episodes
Yeah.
of Mighty Mouse. I even had a Mighty
Okay.
Mouse pin on a hat that I had in school.
He looks like Mickey Mouse with a facial deformity.
And
A little
bigger
bit,
chest.
a little bit. In the 80s, it got kind of weird because Ralph Bakshi did the new Mighty Mouse. Ralph Bakshi was the guy who did Fritz the Cat and a bunch of.
I think John Kay worked on it too.
I think he did as well. Yeah, John Kay was the Ren and Stimpy guy. But yeah, it was weird. It was bizarre, but it
I'm
was
sorry to bring
pretty
up
cool.
John Kay.
Yeah, it happens.
Don't look him up or interact with anything he's done.
All right. Your guys' turn. Pick one.
Oh, I was gonna say about Mighty Mouse.
Oh yeah, sure.
Might as well also bring back Underdog while you're at it.
We had an Underdog movie. It was bad.
That live action one? Yeah. Oh, gross.
I never
No.
watched
Yeah.
it. I'm
It
not
was
opposed to it. I
terrible.
loved Underdog when I was a kid.
Oh, I did
So-
too.
Oh,
but
yeah.
that was like that era where they kept trying to take like
Oh, those
outlier animated
yeah.
properties and try to make them into movies. Like you had the Rocky and Bullwinkle, you had the George of the Jungle, you
That's right.
had
George of the Jungle movie is dope.
It
Yeah,
is.
that
I'm
one's
not-
good.
I do like George of the Jungle. And then you had Dudley Do Right, which also
was-
starred Brendan Fraser.
But
They
that
were-
was bad.
It's
That was
boomer.
also
not as
bad.
good.
It's boomer cartoons.
Yeah, they were all boomer cartoons.
And
Yeah.
now they're doing that now, but with our cartoons. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
It's
kinda.
cyclical.
It is.
Time is a
did.
flat circle.
I mean, they've been doing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles forever, and that is definitely my thing.
oh, that's
so.
that's one of those. It's an evergreen,
Evergreen.
property.
It's not
Like
it's
Power
not
Rangers.
animated, but they
Eh,
brought
except Power Rangers won't be.
Power Rangers is no longer an evergreen project
used to be.
because it is now dead.
Okay, Pokemon.
Dead in the ground. Okay, Pokemon. Sure.
It's a better
Sure.
example, Pokemon.
Yeah.
Batman.
Oh, sure, Batman. A couple of hints at movie sequels. Tron is getting
Yes. The director of Tron Ares has said that it is going to be grittier and more industrial,
Just like what nobody wanted. when
which is
they-
the complete opposite of what Tron is.
Hey, so here's a controversial take. I don't care for Tron.
That's
I don't.
fine.
I mean,
I
I think most people don't get that crazy about it. I mean, I liked the original and I watched the first reboot and it was
Well,
fine.
it wasn't a reboot. It is a
Oh,
sequel.
Oh yeah, that was a sequel. It was
Like-
fine.
Legacy was a sequel.
I thought Legacy was fine. I
Yeah.
love the original Tron, but it's exactly the kind of thing that is up my alley. Like
sure,
80s computer stuff.
but that's the thing. It should be up my alley as well. But when the original Tron to me is an interesting gimmick and nothing else.
oh
it
yeah,
is-
it
it is-
definitely didn't need a sequel 30 years later.
No, and I mean the sequel is an okay, middling okay action film.
That
Mm.
soundtrack is great
The-
though.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Daft Punk, yeah,
Yeah.
you can't beat that. No, I agree with you there. But
It's like
I
Prince
liked
doing the
Olivia
Batman
Wilde in
movie.
it.
well, sure.
lot.
Well, I
Who
mean,
also-
Olivia
who
Wilde, of
didn't?
course, you know. But yeah, I don't care about Tron. I don't.
I also hate the fact that Jared Leto is in Tron Ares.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, that's a problem. So
this keeps sounding worse.
I know.
Yep.
I know. It's basically all the stuff they did with like Blade Runner 2049, but it probably won't be as good as Blade Runner 2049.
also, the series is named after a character that does nothing.
Tron,
Tron, the character,
Mhm.
oh yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
does nothing.
he fights for the user, is what he does.
He doesn't. He says that, and he is the equivalent of that Sailor Moon meme where
We're
the
talking
tuxedo
about
says,
math.
My work here is
my
done.
work here's done, but you didn't do anything. I fight for the user, but you haven't fought anything. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flynn definitely kind of does all the work.
Yeah, because he's the main character.
Well, yeah.
But
Is Jeff Bridges gonna be in this?
I
don't
hope so.
know. I don't know.
Dude needs to do as much as he can.
What-
Why
wait,
not?
I missed
love-
it. What
I
do
ju-
you,
love
what do you
Jeff
mean by
Bridges.
that?
I wish
Well,
What?
I mean, I just mean that because he's
getting older.
He's getting older, and I
The last
I wanna
couple
see him
things,
do more things.
the last couple of things he's done, he's been kind of rough in.
They're
Has
not
he?
gonna. They're not gonna do Lebowski 2, so he better do other stuff.
That's fair. Yeah.
At least I
yeah.
hope they don't do Lebowski
Oh,
2.
that would be.
Yeah, let's see
Mhm.
geriatric John Goodman and Jeff Bridges.
Where'd you guys fall on The Giver, the movie The Giver?
I never saw it.
saw the movie. I liked the book.
I love the book,
I
and we loved the movie. I thought they did a fantastic job.
It's one of those that I wanted to see and then just never got around to it. But I liked the book a lot. I mean, it's been a number of years. It's been since junior high, I think junior high, since I've read it. So at least a couple of years.
We read it to
But-
the kids. It was one of those
Oh,
ones that we
that's-
passed around and read.
Okay,
That's
well
fine.
that makes sense. That makes sense. But no,
I-
I just haven't seen it.
I like the Chapel Roan song.
There's a song called The Giver.
Yeah, it's the one she did on SNL.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
It hasn't been like actually released, but she did it on SNL. It's
Oh,
pretty
so
good.
it's coming up soon.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's cool. I'll be honest, I haven't listened to a lot of Chapel Rowan.
The only
People talk about her a lot.
the only
and
thing I know is
hot to go.
yeah.
I know that she dressed up in armor for that. Was it the Video Music
MTV.
Awards?
Yeah,
or
that was
MTV?
awesome. That
Yeah,
looked
and that was
awesome.
and that was
whose
pretty.
whose
cool.
kid is she?
Whose kid is she?
I don't think she's anybody's kid.
Oh,
I'm
see,
guessing it's
Hannah
Mr.
said that.
Nicole
She's like,
Scherzinger.
oh, she's so and so. Oh, she's like, she's some famous person's kid. I know that. I'm like, oh, I didn't.
I don't think so.
Okay, well,
You know
Would
what?
be the first time my
you
wife's
guys
wrong.
vamp for a minute because I'm going to do some
know-
online research.
I know Sabrina Carpenter is Nancy Cartwright's niece, which is wild.
interesting.
Yeah,
From The Simpsons.
but
Nancy
that's Bart
Cartwright.
Simpson.
Yeah, Bart.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sabrina Carpenter is related
Huh.
to Bart
Oh,
Simpson.
I saw where one of the Simpsons voice actors is retiring.
Yeah, that's good news that we didn't put on the board. Millhouse, the voice
Yeah,
of
yeah,
Millhouse.
yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's
Uh,
retiring.
Yeah.
Oh,
And they're
okay.
going to recast Millhouse.
Fine.
Maybe Millhouse will finally hit puberty.
Poor Millhouse.
Okay, so Chapel Rowan's parents. Her mother is a veterinarian, and her father manages a family medical practice.
Well, I'll throw that
So-
one right in Hannah's face.
so it's not. So she's not a nepo baby.
No,
No.
she worked hard to get where she is.
So
I
in-
assume.
In other weird movie news,
Sure.
hey, you want to talk about other cartoon properties that are getting turned into bad horror movies?
Oh yeah, it seems to be a trend that if your old cartoon goes into public domain, someone is going to make a bad horror movie about it.
For sure.
We had Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 1 and 2.
Hmm.
I can't believe they crapped out 2 of those so quick.
Well, the second one had Tigger in it because
And had
They
a
had-
The wonderful
huge
thing
budget.
about Tiggers
the first one didn't have Tigger because
The
he
one-
wasn't.
Yeah, the wonderful thing about Tigger is that
Is he's
Tigger
the
hit
only
the
one.
public domain later.
Yeah, yeah. And then there was the Steamboat Willie.
Yeah.
Didn't
and I-
Which
even
is
have a minute.
unfortunately not. It's unfortunately not called Steamboat Killy.
yeah, that would be a great.
That was that'd be a fantastic name.
yeah.
So
So
$1 million for that. So we're getting everybody's favorite superhero cartoon character,
Kinda.
turned monster. Popeye the Slayer Man.
It's a good pun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that's a middle pun. Middle. It's not great.
Okay,
Not great.
middling. Yeah, I'll take. Okay, sure. But
I mean, with the dark eyeliner and the long hair and the sweet guitar riffs, I mean, I get it. Thanks for the pity laugh.
See, I would do this as the Lighthouse, but with Popeye characters. Why don't they just do that?
that would be much
Ooh.
better. Sure.
Oh yeah,
So-
they could have made it black and white.
Yeah,
Pluto
that
and
would've
Popeye
been
on an
really
island.
cool.
Dude, that'd be funny.
And you know, the saddest thing is, this Popeye the Slayer Man will probably be a better film than the actual Popeye live action movie with Robin Williams.
I like that movie.
Yeah.
That's rough. It's
It-
rough.
it
though.
is a rough
Have you watched
movie.
it recently?
No.
It's
no,
a rough watch.
not at all.
No, it's been a minute.
Okay.
I
yeah.
d- on
It's-
those same lines, we watched Jingle All the Way last night. Holy buckets, does that one not really hold up?
That one is
It's
very of its time.
It is 100%. I kept saying to the kids, I'm like, it was the 90s, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
Turbo Action Man.
Oh, dude, it's a rough watch now.
So
Nobody wants a booster.
No, it's not
So,
even Arnold. It is Phil Hartman is just so creepy. He's trying to bang all the moms in the neighborhood. It's just wild,
Mhm.
dude. Like, how did I not notice this last time?
was that Phil Hartman?
It was Phil
Yeah.
Hartman. Yeah.
For some reason, I thought it was Tom Arnold.
No. Oh no. No.
But,
this is a good movie. It's Phil Hartman.
But no, up in Medina, there's a Christmas museum called Casa Noel. He
Mm.
has a bunch of the old Jingle All the Way stuff.
Oh really?
wow.
He has the suit that Arnold wore. He has like
Oh,
the weird
gosh.
pink werewolf.
That's Booster.
Oh yeah. He's got
Nobody wants the
Nobody
Booster.
wants
he's-
Booster.
yeah, he's got all kinds of weirds and a bunch of Grinch stuff, a bunch of Jim Carrey Grinch stuff.
You know it's a 90s movie because Sinbad was in it in a prominent role.
Yes,
So true.
not as a genie.
Yeah. I loved Sinbad's stand-up comedy specials from the
So
90s,
good.
but just about any movie that he was in was just okay.
First
I
Kid.
love
Was
it.
it First
I
Kid
love, I
or
love
Blank Check?
Coneheads.
First Kid. Had to be First Kid.
First-
First
okay,
Kid
First Kid.
sucks.
First Kid was all right.
First
liked
Kid
it.
It was just
sucks.
okay.
No,
Um,
Blank Check ate its lunch though. I mean,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I saw that in theaters when I was a kid.
same.
Nice.
Wait, which one?
Blank
Blank
check.
Check.
Oh, okay. I really like Coneheads. Coneheads is my go-to. Sinbad '90s cameo.
Oh yeah, he had a cameo in that. That's,
yeah, he's
that's
the
right.
he was the driving instructor and like his first boss.
That's right. That's right. He a while back, I talked about watching Meteor Man.
Oh yeah.
He is in 2 scenes of Meteor Man as an incredibly nerdy black guy who has rediscovered his roots and is trying to like become more like, you know, wearing the dashiki and all that stuff, but he's like getting things wrong and just kind of a one throwaway joke. But yeah, in that for 2 scenes.
Oh,
I think he has 5 lines of dialogue in the whole thing, but you know,
It's great in Good Burger.
great and Good Burger. I need to see Good Burger too.
I haven't
don't
seen it either.
know. I don't know. The amount of makeup they put on Kel Mitchell's face to like make him look like Ed again is ridiculous.
Oh, I couldn't
It
tell
made
you. I
him
haven't
look
seen
like-
it.
In like the one trailer, he looked like Odo from DS9. Like he was smooth.
It's like what they did to Pee Wee in the Netflix
Yeah,
Pee Wee
that
special.
was
They had
fine.
to kick him up, and it looked fine. Yeah, he looked like Pee Wee.
His makeup was always kind of caked up though.
That's
as
true.
Pee-wee.
That's true.
Are you saying? Did you just say that Pee Wee was always caked up?
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Oh,
Sam,
you get that.
you're in timeout.
There is no way that skinny body had a dump truck.
We got the episode title.
We
in
got the
that.
episode title though. Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, that's very true.
Pee-wee.
Dude. Dude.
Pee Wee was always caked up.
Yep. Yep. All right. Well, hey, I think we have. Oh, go ahead.
Who, me? I didn't say anything. Did I say something?
Oh, I thought you
Oh,
did. It
my
must
bad.
be feedback from us laughing too loud. We got time for one more quick one. my heart is going with Dogma 2, but there's nothing to go along with it. It's just Kevin Smith said, "Hey, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about doing Dogma 2." Let's talk about the Nintendo Music app.
Oh, that's
It stinks.
It stinks on ice. Yeah.
Nintendo out of the blue a couple of weeks ago just said, "Hey, we're doing a music app just for music from our games," and I mean that's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nothing.
But it also has a very limited selection of tracks.
You have to be part of the Nintendo Switch online ecosystem to be able to access it.
I have something about that. Holy buckets! I was watching somebody. You know the alarm clock they just talked about, right? The alarm clock that came out.
The Alarmo,
Alarmo.
So I was watching a guy he's like, this is the smartest thing they've ever done, and he's like, and let me explain why. And he was basically saying how since the Super Nintendo they haven't had back-to-back hits like monster hits like since Super Nintendo N64, and then from there you had the GameCube, which was on the downswing. And then you went to the Wii, upswing, Wii U, way downswing. Yeah. And he was talking about the ebb and flow, and they're so nervous about the Switch 2 coming out and not meeting expectations that they're like, let's big this up. Let's throw this alarm clock at them and say this is the next big thing so they can crap all over it. Switch 2 comes out, boom, we're back on top, baby. And I'm like, just the way he explained it, I'm like, oh, that's actually kind of, I could see a marketing team saying that.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
I can see the logic in it.
Yeah, kind of temper expectations before the Switch 2 is announced.
Hit him with that alarm clock. Hit him with the streaming service. Boom. Switch 2.
It was. Oh, it absolutely was the downswing.
Yeah, the GameCube. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, looking back on it now with rose-colored glasses, yeah, they had some really banger games on it, but no, for the most part, it was not.
I loved the GameCube. That generation was great.
If you were the kid that only had the GameCube, you were the weird kid.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, I found that super interesting. It was just an interesting logic from a marketing standpoint. Just like, oh, that's kind of brilliant. I hope
they also just dumped a lot of their money into 2 theme parks. So.
Yeah, well, that too. Yeah. BJ? Did you see anything about the
I know.
Mario and Donkey Kong lands?
I know all about it. My middle son Weston is so obsessed with. He's waiting, can't wait to get to the Mario Land thing. He has watched countless videos that show behind the scenes of how they designed the Donkey Kong ride and how the track works and all of this other stuff. I know a lot about what.
Yeah, I've seen the video on how that coaster works, and it's pretty cool.
It's wild. To look at those, how a lot of those roller coasters work and how they're getting those new systems where they can literally drop. And like with the magnets and all that other stuff and how those things work, like the first instance of that was the Harry Potter ride, the one where you're with Hagrid on the motorcycle. What did that?
Oh, sure.
That ride. That was the first one that had that magnetic, because like my middle son and Hannah rode it because the line was just too long and you could only get it. The way fast passes work are a nightmare. But they got on it and they said it was just insane. The feeling you like, it just feels like it just completely drops and thuds onto a new track, even though it doesn't. It's insane.
No, it's really, really cool. Speaking of roller coasters, and this will be the last thing, I heard, and I know almost nothing about this, so correct me if I'm wrong, but they're building yet another coaster at Cedar Point that is supposedly has something kind of like that. It goes straight up and almost straight down. And for a second, it looks like the track is broken.
Oh yeah, it's got a little teeter-totter piece of track in
Isn't
it.
that like the Top Throw Dragster 2 or something?
No, that's
Dragster
different.
2 is a separate.
Oh, okay.
And they've had nothing but problems with the Dragster 2.
Yeah.
They had to close it like immediately after it opened, and they're still working on it.
Mm-hmm.
Siren's Call is what.
Siren's Call. Yeah,
that's what Jordan's saying it is.
Oh, okay, yeah. I did see a video about that one.
Yeah, you go out to the edge on the teeter-totter piece of track, and it stops, and then the track drops down and then drops you.
Oh, no, thank you. No, thank you. I'm not a roller coaster guy, so I'm good. I'm good. I'll ride the baby coasters. I'll ride the Blue Streak, but otherwise,
Hey, the Blue Streak used to be physically really rough.
Oh, the Blue Streak will pop you out of your seat.
Yeah. But the Blue Streak doesn't go upside down. I'm good.
That's true. It
I'm good.
doesn't.
I mean,
They don't drop you from a million miles up, and they don't go upside down. So that's my speed. Oh, the Iron Dragon. I love the Iron Dragon there.
Oh,
That was the one that's the bucket that kind of swings out to the side a little bit
Yeah.
as it's going.
That's
I like the
that was
really
Weston's
condensed
favorite,
ones.
I think.
Yeah, I like the condensed ones with the fast turns, but don't like flip you and whip you around and
Can
stuff
you
like
do
that.
the Gemini?
No, I
Really?
don't do the Gemini.
That
Nope.
was the first roller coaster I ever rode.
It's the first
Yeah,
roller
I'm a
coaster I
kid.
took my kids on.
the Raptor was the first one I ever rode.
That's an
pretty fun.
intense
That's a-
first coaster, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Raptor rules, though. That's one of my more favorite ones at Cedar Point, I would say.
Oh yeah, and plus it's really close to the front.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, now they got the gatekeeper that
Oh
literally
yeah,
goes
through
past
the gate.
front. Yeah.
Mhm. Real quick, just on the Dogma 2 thing, just
Oh, yeah, sure.
there's a little more information to that.
Mhm.
Kevin Smith just got the actual rights back to Dogma. Like that, you can't find it in any streaming services. You can't buy a DVD. I mean, like a new DVD. You can't any of that. It was all locked under lock and key with whoever with
Weinstein.
Miramax, and
It was the Weinstein Corporation.
correct. And so it's
that-
all the Miramax stuff, and it was locked down. And then he finally just got access back to it. So it's going to get re-released in theaters, I think.
Oh, good.
He's planning on
that's
taking
cool.
it to theaters and then doing like a talk before it and doing all that. And I don't know if it's going to get a wide release, but he did say that he's going to like, re-release it to theaters, and then he's going to do like a Q&A at them, and
Like his
things
roadshow kind of thing.
Yeah,
that he's been
Right.
doing
yeah.
with his last couple.
It'll either be like a road show or he'll do like a Fathom events.
Oh, that would be
kinda
cool
thing.
too.
Yeah.
A Fathom Events would be awesome.
I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that sounds
that'd
really
be the
cool because
easy
there's
way to
some
do it.
like really good behind the scenes stuff. He has a really good story that he tells. That I watched it on YouTube, but he tells a really good story at one of his stand-up shows about how he was worried about Jay being in the movie and he thought he wasn't clean and that there was a problem. Like he can't like Jay knew everyone's lines. Like he was so worried that he pulled Jay to the side. He's like, "What are you doing? You can't do this." And he's like, Jay just started spouting like all of Alan Rickman's lines. He's like, "These guys are professional. I didn't want to look dumb, so I know everybody's lines." It's like this really
he said
heartfelt story.
specifically Alan Rickman. He
Yeah.
goes, yeah, I don't want to look bad in front of this Rickman guy.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
that's such a cool
This big
story.
British actor.
Yep. Between Dogma and his those DVDs of his live like talks, his
Mhm.
stand up, whatever you want to
Oh,
call
we
it.
got An Evening with Kevin Smith.
Yeah, those are some of the best things I think he's done. Honestly, I mean, I like his movies. They are like most things of its time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much so.
You have to put those
but-
glasses on to watch it, but it's still
Yeah.
those jokes are just so stinking funny.
They are.
I
Yeah,
think Clerks probably still stands up pretty
It
well.
does.
to some
Well,
extent.
I
yeah.
But I mean, a
mean,
video store
most-
where
mo-
running
most-
VHS.
Most of Randall's stuff is just pop culture references anyway,
Yeah,
which is
True.
90% of what we do.
that's true. That's true.
Even the trees walk in those
Oh,
movies.
dude, that's
On
the line
on
I
the
say
flip
all the
side,
time.
Chasing Amy, yeah, on the flip side, Chasing Amy does not hold up.
No,
No,
I imagine not.
trash.
Yeah, no.
No.
I mean,
I'm sure Jersey Girl probably falls a little short too.
I thought that movie was fine when it came out.
Mhm.
I think people were expecting a Kevin Smith movie, and what he did was make a
A rom com.
perfectly passable average rom com.
Yeah, no, Jersey Girl was fine.
Or are we
Yes.
talking about Chasing Amy? Which one
No,
are we
we're
talking
talking
about?
about-
No.
No, I was talking about Jersey
Jersey
Girl.
The one
Okay,
with-
okay,
yeah,
yeah.
Ben
No,
yeah.
it's fine.
If
Yeah.
if it was released without his name attached to it, I bet that movie would have done fine.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yep.
I absolutely agree. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, I think we've hit time here. Again, I want to thank you, BJ, for coming on the show. One more time, BJ, if you want to go ahead and plug your stuff here.
So yeah, you could find us on social media. That we've got TikTok and Facebook and Instagram and all those. We are not on Twitter. I don't want to be in that volatile mind space ever. We'll probably be on Blue Sky at some point, but just search Skate Ohio on all those. You'll see, what we're doing, what we're up to. There's a Facebook group as well where a lot of that information goes into first, which is, again, if you look up Skate Ohio, you'll find that. Richland Gives, again, goes now through December 3rd. December 3rd is the big day. That's Giving Tuesday. So if you want to support us and what we do, then that's where you go to find out the best ways to do that. Again, there'll be links at all those places. Please just go and check it out and kind of see the good things that we're doing for the community. And it's not, just our area and Richland County. I got contacted by Toledo, Gahanna, some of these other places that kind of see what we're doing. They're looking for some help in those areas too. So we're trying to come up with a blueprint that we can go into other cities, use what we've learned, what we've done, walk into another city and be like, if you need a grassroots program to get something done, this is the way to do it. So, but yeah, those are the things that we. There's one little thing that I want to say right here at the end as well. Is I was watching Alex Hormozy. I don't know if you guys know him. He's just a big, I guess you could say influencer, but he is acquisition.com. He's just a financial guy, very motivating speaker guy. Watch a lot of his stuff, but he had said. I use it for a lot of algorithm type stuff and learning what to do with podcasts and all that. And he talked about once, he's like, if you're doing stuff with podcasts, everybody has their top 7 podcasts. It's statistically proven people have no more than 7 that they are very dedicated to. This podcast, Nerd Overload, is one of my 7. I absolutely love this podcast, and I listen to it every week, even though I'm on it, but I do enjoy it very much.
Wow, you're going to make me tear up over here.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So on that note, you've been listening to Nerd Overload. Thank you very much for tuning in. You can find us each and every day over at nerdoverload.com.
You can find us on all our socials, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch at links.nerdoverload.com.
You can send us an email at staff@nerdoverload.com or even a voice message through email on your phone. Those are easy to do.
Yeah. We'll have another phone number here soon. We'll get it figured out.
I'll remember to set it up.
Hey, there we go. Yeah. You can find all of our back episodes on various podcast apps, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. Come on, guys.
Subscribe to the YouTube.
It's YouTube. I don't know. Finally, I'd like to thank BJ for being on the show, Parker for helping us out at the Facebook page, and David Pencil for our intro and outro. So again, thank you all for tuning in, and we will be back next week.
I'm going to go home and reinstall Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines on my computer.
All right, and we're out. Cool. Thank you, BJ. Appreciate you coming on, man. And thanks for hosting our having us be on your stream, dude. This is pretty cool.
Sure. Yeah, no. Happy to do so. We got 3 people in here. The only one talking is Made with Love and Swear Words.
Yeah, that's Jordan.
I know. I said Jordan at one point. She's like, "Hey, you're not supposed to know who I am." But yeah, so no, yeah, this works out pretty well actually, and because my mom's in town and stuff, I wanted to come be on the podcast, but it's like, this works just fine, and I think I don't know if this will open you up to new eyes or anything, but hopefully people can come and see it and kind of see what you guys do and check out your stuff as well. Again, I'm big on just trying to, especially with donations and stuff, I always feel bad when people just donate us money. A lot of our donations through Richland Gives are advertising based, where if you give us this level of donation, we're able to do this and this and this, and this can get you get eyes on you from this many angles and this type of thing. So I think it works better that way, and it just makes me feel better. If I'm asking for something, but I'm giving you something, so I feel better about it. So
sure.
But yeah, I love doing this. I love what you guys do. You guys are doing good stuff.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah. Really appreciate that. And I've been, I catch the Skate Mansfield show every now and then. And
you don't need to. I know you don't like skateboarding. It's fine.
It's not that I don't like skateboarding. I'm just not as versed in it. But,
sure.
But no, I do catch it from time to time. And
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Cody, when do I get Mighty Mini Golf? I have it wish list. I want to play it.
When I finish it.
You can send them the demo, probably.
Yeah, I could. Well, it's on itch.io.
You got it on Itch.io. See, I'm over on Steam waiting for it. I didn't realize I needed to get to Itch.io. I'll do it.
Well, the demo is there. I haven't put the demo on Switch yet, or not Switch. That'd be cool.
That would
be
on
cool.
Steam yet.
That's fine. I'll get over there. I'll figure out a login to that. I've just never done anything with that site before.
You don't have to do a login or anything. You can just download it straight from the page.
Oh, cool. Well, I'm just gonna go do that then.
Okay. Well, right on. Well, BJ, again, appreciate it, man. We'll have to get you back onto the show sometime soon.
Sure, man. Anytime. You know that. Especially, I think this setup actually worked pretty well. I think we sounded good, and I think I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I think it works pretty well that way. So anytime you need me on, I think we can make this happen real quick.
Oh, absolutely. You know, we've messed with Discord just a little bit, pulling back the curtain for the live watchers. Where we've messed with. We're doing this over Discord. The last time we did it was during the lockdown, though.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It was, we did a couple shows where we were all, quarantining at home or what have you. And it worked out okay back then. But I think we got it figured out now. So, yeah. But no, anytime you want to come back on the show, man.
I'll let you know for sure. Every now and then I like to pop in and see what you guys are up to, especially if I have things I want to yell at you about or anything. So.
Yeah, come on and tell us what we've gotten wrong. We love that. That's the best part.
I'm sorry. I came it popped in my head so quick that I'm like, I'm just gonna ask Sam if I can come on because I know his show will come out here and that, and maybe that'll drive some people to us. But usually I want to try to come on with a game or something interesting. So next time I'll be prepared. I promise.
Sounds good, man. All right, we're gonna hop off here. So I'll let you do your wrap up on your stream or what have you, whatever you do.
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you guys. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Take it easy.
See ya.
Night.
Dun, 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 dun. Cool. Episode over. That was fun. Cool. Thanks for hanging out. Mysterious person who's been chatting. Sorry about that, but anyway. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you guys are over here from something else, please follow us. Do all that stuff that you're supposed to do to be nice. It doesn't cost anything, and it helps out a lot. If you go to one of our socials and you don't feel like giving to our nonprofits, but you might know somebody who skateboards and thinks that this is a good, worthy cause to start supporting, please just share it. Share it to local businesses. Share it to there's so many advertising opportunities and everything on there that I don't know. It's worth it. We can make it worth it to a small business with just getting eyes on their product or their business. So many other opportunities, and you're just helping communities grow and have positive experiences for all ages. It doesn't matter, young, old. That's the stuff what we like to do. But till then, I'm gonna go get some